Tonight on NewsLink Indiana, Ball State's Student Government Association is responding to a spike in hate crimes.
Plus, some Ball State students were schooled on the teachings of Islam.
A perfect day in your forecast for tomorrow, but flurries could soon be on the way. NewsLink Indiana starts now.
Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Brenton Roy.
And I'm Jayla Washington. Thanks for joining us. Ball State SGA introduced legislation today to make a push for hate crime legislation in the state of Indiana. NewsLink Indiana's Max Lewis has the story.
The Ball State Student Government Association introduced legislation today that would call for a summit of all Indiana schools and colleges to meet and discuss advancing hate crime laws in the state of Indiana. Indiana is one of only 5 states that doesn't have any hate crime legislation, and according to an investigation by the Associated Press, Indiana ranks as the 4th worst state in making hate crime reports. SGA Senator Michael Hinkleman authored the bill and says it is designed to aid in the advancement of hate crime legislation at the state level.
This legislation is kind of aiming to do is to bring more attention to the matter.
This legislation comes as the nation has seen a spike in hate crimes since last week's election. The Southern Poverty Law Center, a nonprofit legal organization that specializes in civil rights litigation, reports that there were 201 election-related hate crimes in the 3 days following last Tuesday's election. Most of them targeted at immigrants, African Americans, and Muslims. And this past weekend, a church in Brown County was vandalized with anti-gay slurs and Nazi-inspired rhetoric. In an interview with 60 Minutes, President-elect Donald Trump condemned acts of violence towards minorities.
So saddened to hear that, and I say stop it if it helps. I will say this, and I'll say it right to the camera, stop it.
And according to campus security reports, Ball State hasn't had any hate crimes reported since as far back as 2007. But Hinkleman says that the legislation is important anyways.
And we didn't see it as much as a specific to Ball State issue as much as a Indiana statewide issue.
Legislation will be voted on at the next meeting, and if passed, it will go to the desk of Student President James Wells. Reporting in Muncie, Max Lewis, NewsLink, Indiana.
SGA will meet after Thanksgiving break to officially vote on the legislation.
Ball State students and Muncie citizens had the chance to learn more about the Islamic faith tonight. NewsLink's Emerson Lehman is live in the newsroom with the story. Emerson, what can you tell us?
Hey, thanks Brenton and Jill. And tonight at the Ball State Teachers College in room 121, the BSU Center for Peace and Conflict Studies along with the Ahmadiyya Muslim community of Indiana held a conference to discuss true Islam and the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. The main focus of the evening was to allow citizens of all backgrounds to be able to learn about the Islamic faith from practicing Muslim Americans. The event's host was Muzaffar Ahmad, and he shared with NewsLink Indiana what he hoped the event was able to accomplish.
The reason why we are here is to tell the people of Muncie, fellow Hoosiers, that Islam is a religion of peace. You may hear messages from ISIS or from Middle East, where people who claim to be following Islam call themselves Islamic State or Taliban or whatever. We are here to take the flag of Islam away from their hands.
Now, these types of events are a monthly occurrence thanks to the BSU Center for Peace and Conflict Studies. I spoke with their director, Lawrence Gerstein, and he said it is their goal to rid campus of stereotypes towards different nationalities. Live in the newsroom, I'm Emerson Lehman, NewsLink, Indiana.
Thanks, Emerson. President-elect Donald Trump's recent appointments to his staff have not only sparked protest, but also criticism. Recent hirings and firings have caused speculation that Trump's transition team is not functioning well. Diane Gallagher has the story.
Donald Trump has only been president-elect for a week, but his transition so far is turbulent, to say the least. In just the past 2 days, breaking protocol by ditching reporters for dinner. A Wednesday morning tweet storm railing against the New York Times, and reports of hirings and firings within his team.
They wanted to go in a different direction. It was easy for me to hand it off to Mike Pence in his capable hands coming in. I think there is some confusion going on about a chain of command coming out of New York. Hopefully they'll get that settled pretty soon.
Multiple leaks indicate that much of that confusion and infighting is linked to Trump's son-in-law and trusted advisor Jared Kushner. But Trump tweeted Tuesday that the process is, quote, very organized, and his team has pushed back on the criticism.
We feel really good about the transition. I actually would just say it's false to say it's not going well.
Meanwhile, signs of the transition making its way to Washington are finally here. Team leader and Vice President-elect Mike Pence dropped by the D.C. transition headquarters Wednesday, as did Newt Gingrich.
The beginning of any transition like this has turmoil because it's just the nature of the process.
But as the future of the Trump administration works on coming together, the country still appears to be very much divided. With protesters, some of them high school and college students, walking out of class, taking to the streets for a 7th day straight to express their feelings about Trump's election. In Washington, I'm Diane Gallagher.
Trump insisted today that his transition team is working well together.
You know, Jayla, I don't know about you, but I sure didn't know that we were going to expect flurries this early, especially since we've been getting such good weather lately.
I know, I'm not ready for it. David, what can you tell us?
Hey guys, yeah, really nobody's ready for that F word. The flurries there coming up here this weekend, but currently over Muncie we hit a high of 63 degrees, low this morning 37, our high average about 15 degrees above normal for this time of year, and that will continue for tomorrow. Get out and enjoy it. Tomorrow's going to be warm, windy, but big changes are ahead, and yes, flurries are back into the forecast. Guys, I'll tell you everything you need to know here in my full forecast coming up.
Thank you, David. With flurries often comes the holiday spirit. An organization in Delaware County is helping families in need around the holidays. NewsLink Indiana's Rachel Russell has more on the story.
Secret Family started 13 years ago when a Muncie family decided they didn't need any gifts for Christmas. Putting their extra money towards buying gifts for a family in need, a tradition began. Al and Chris Holdren, with their 2 daughters, Katie and Maddie, have now watched this idea grow from 2 families to 394 families last year. Secret Family's Al Holdren uses a unique approach to find their families in need.
We have chosen to use that same filter, which are school principals, because school principals, especially school secretaries within any community, know more about what's going on within those school-age families than anybody else, because they see them all the time. They see the kids coming with the wrong shoes on, too light of a coat, no coat.
Many volunteers who participate in Secret Families feel that they are blessed just as much or more than the families receiving the gifts. Holdren recalls one of his favorite stories from years past when his friend had a girl come to his door on Halloween to trick or treat and recognized him as soon as she saw him.
He goes, "You do?" He said, "I don't know you." She goes, "You don't remember me." He goes, "I'm sorry, honey, I really don't." She goes, 2 years ago, you brought me Christmas.
This year, they are preparing for what could be their best year yet. In Muncie, Rachel Russell, NewsLink, Indiana.
The event will take place on December 3rd. For more information, visit secretfamilies.org.
Coming up, Purdue University's football team now seems to have trouble off the field.
And find out how some Muncie residents are fighting for Planned Parenthood. Stay tuned.
Doesn't see race.
Love is love.
So I've come up with the family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. A sexual assault investigation came to an end today with the suspension of 4 Purdue football players. The unidentified players were investigated after 2 female students accused the players of assaulting them at the athlete's residence on October 13th. After reviewing the evidence, the county prosecutor's office decided not to file criminal charges. The female students are not pursuing a lawsuit, but are calling for players' expulsion.
Meanwhile, another university police force resolved legal affairs today after a nearly 2-year trial came to a close. Broadcasting giant ESPN sued Notre Dame University in 2015 after the university denied an ESPN reporter access to campus police records. Notre Dame held that it did not need to comply with Indiana's Access to Public Records Act because it is a private university. The Indiana Supreme Court ruled in the university's favor.
The Obama administration has moved to prevent states from defunding Planned Parenthood and other family planning services. Some Muncie residents are taking their own measures to ensure that stays. NewsLink reporter Gabby Mitchell has the story.
Many people around the country may not know the significance of this day, but today marks Birth Control Awareness Day. Free contraceptives, cancer screenings, and many other services were thought to have been in jeopardy if it was left up to the states to decide whether or not it will allow certain services. The new rule, which the Obama administration has passed, lists that states cannot withhold recipients of Title X federal funding money unless they lack the ability to deliver certain services effectively. Ball State Health Coordinator Elizabeth Peeler mentioned she is being cautious about this bill.
I do know within public health it's something that we're watching because most public health is funded by the federal government. So definitely something I'm keeping on my radar.
A downtown business has found a way to help fight cancer and give to the community. NewsLink Indiana's Shelby Jones has more on the story.
All Yeah Comics is giving back by putting on a Back to the Future screening tomorrow night. They will be donating all proceeds to the American Cancer Society. Owner Christina Blanche wants to fight cancer and bring the community together.
I'm a big believer in the communities. I think all of downtown is. We really strive to do that, and especially with everything that's been going on in the world. We really need to have some positivity, and we need to, have goodness. So this is one of the things that we can just try and give back. We always say this is like a no hate zone. People that come in here, it's like I don't care who you are, what you are, anything. Everybody's welcome. Everybody needs to feel safe. It's a safe space for everybody.
Secretary of the Comic Book Club at Ball State, Nicole Stife, says the staff of All Yeah Comics is always helpful.
It's pretty friendly, and even if you're just getting into comics like I am, they're really helpful. It's pretty easy to figure out. There's even a section if you have kids, you can just bring them, and there's all kid-friendly comics, and this is generally really family friendly, just friendly in general.
She encourages first-time readers to visit the store.
I mean, even if you haven't picked up a comic book, the people who work there, they are more than happy to help you.
The event is from 7 to 11 on the second floor. It is free of charge, and there will be popcorn and drinks for a $1 donation to fight cancer. In Muncie, Shelby Jones, NewsLink Indiana.
All Yeah Comics will be holding another event on Saturday.
We've been seeing sunny skies and nice temperatures, but is some winter weather on the way?
Your full weather forecast is next.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Think
coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back. So David has told us that there are going to be some flurries here soon, but I mean, at least the weather was nice today, right?
Yeah, the weather's been beautiful lately, but I mean, I'm getting in the Christmas spirit a little bit, and I'm ready to break out the Christmas sweater. David, can you kind of tell us when we're going to expect some cooler temperatures?
Well, you're going to keep that Christmas sweater packed away for just at least one more day here coming up. Yeah, we saw a beautiful day across campus, really very nice day. We saw temperatures in the mid-60s. That's going to continue on tomorrow, but highs in the lower 70s. It's going to be very nice tomorrow, and this push of warm air is going to be heading our way into the Midwest, and that's what we are seeing there in our regional map. And here on the national map here across the Northwest, we are seeing blizzard watches and winter weather warnings. That is our next system headed our way, but it won't have the potency that what it has right now in those states. For tonight, we will be hitting a low of 46 degrees, mostly clear conditions with southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Going into precision cast, we are seeing really another gorgeous day across Thursday across Muncie here in the Midwest. Some clouds coming in later on in the day, but that is just our next system coming in hour by hour. For tomorrow, we will start off 8 a.m., 43 degrees, and work all the way up to 70 degrees for your 4 p.m. temperature. Those winds increasing as well from the south at 10 miles per hour by our 4 p.m. hour. Going back to precision cast, we will zoom in just a little bit to get a closer look on this next system coming in. The cold front located over central Indiana Friday at 7 p.m., and these might pack a punch. We might have some thunderstorms with this storm system, so that's something to look forward to. And as that gets out of here, colder air filters in, and yes, we might see a few of those flurries start to come into central Indiana, and I do expect some of these to come down to Muncie for your early Saturday afternoon and into the evening hours. Most of the moisture will be out of our way Saturday evening. And for the all-important forecast, yes, it is a week out, but that's something we're looking forward to right now, a week off from school. So yes, 44 degrees we are predicting right now. Most models are showing very clear skies for your Thanksgiving. Partly cloudy, but much cooler for your Thanksgiving break. And we are eyeing another system beyond Thanksgiving, a snowmaker too. So that's something to keep an eye on and keep updated here at NewsLink Weather. For the weekend, 45 again, some snow flurries in the forecast. Sunday looks to be your best day of the week, 40 degrees. And for your start of your work week, Monday, 47 degrees. And we do have another system coming in Tuesday, 49 degrees, and that will last Wednesday in the morning.
All right, Josh, what's coming up in sports?
Well, Ball State is in Toledo right now looking to keep those bowl chances alive, and the women's basketball team is squaring off against Evansville in Northern Arena. Score updates for both games and more when we come back.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Welcome back to NewsLink. I'm Josh Shelton with the Sports Report. Ball State's football team is currently battling it out against the Toledo Rockets to stay in contention for a bowl game. The Cardinals need to win tonight's game and the next game against Miami, Ohio, in order to be eligible for a bowl game bid. Let's go to the score update from Toledo. Right now, the Cardinals are down 20-10. It's the start of the second half here. Riley Neal is leading the team 14-24, 124 yards and a touchdown. James Gilbert struggling right now, -3 yards. Aaron Hepp, though, getting those receptions from Neal, 39 yards. But over on the Rockets side, 176 yards and a touchdown from Logan Woodside. And that touchdown was to John Vay Johnson, who also has 3 other receptions and 45 yards. Now, back in Muncie, the Cardinals women's basketball team took on the Evansville Purple Aces tonight in their second game of the season. This is the 15th time the teams have met, with the Cardinals leading the series 8-6, including 2 wins last season. Ball State and Evansville down there in Warthern. And here is Jill Morrison, throws a dime to Renee Bennett as she lays it in easily for points there for the Cardinal. Later in the second, Ball State comes away with a turnover, and Kaylin Hosea turns it in to easy points there for the Cards again. The very next play, Jose steals the ball and scores again for the Cardinals. It's just easy going there for Ball State. They pulled away to win 84-49 over the Purple Aces. Now we go to NewsLink reporter Sam Etlin, who is live in Warthern Arena. Sam?
I'm here at Worthing Arena where the Cardinals defeated the Evansville Aces 84-49. There was a great crowd here tonight cheering them on as the Cardinals executed their plays well, made great shots, and got back well on defense, holding off the Aces to slim to none shots. The leading scorer tonight was Jill Morrison with 19 points for the Cardinals and Aaliyah Walker, who made her first appearance this season. The Cardinals are on the road next weekend, November 22nd, as they're in Savannah, Georgia, as they take on the Auburn Tigers. From Worthing Arena, Samantha Matlin, NewsLink, Indiana.
Thanks, Sam. And now we go to Ball State's women's volleyball. They're gearing up for the start of the MAC tournament tomorrow against number 8 Western Michigan. The Cardinals are ranked 5th in the tournament after going 9-7 in the MAC. The Cardinals are no strangers to the MAC tournament volleyball, boasting a 30-21 record, including going 5-1 in the first round. Ball State and Western Michigan have met twice in the regular season, both games ending in a 3-1 win for the Cards. When it comes to tournament play, however, head coach Kelly Miller wants her team to play their game.
The thing I preach to the girls is just because it's tournament time doesn't mean you all of a sudden play out of your mind. You just keep doing what you've done all year, how you've prepared, how that you have worked all year. This is what it adds up to. So I think the main thing is just making sure that you don't allow it to be something bigger than what it is. We prepare each day. We've prepared all season for this point, and now you just keep doing what you're doing.
Good luck tomorrow to Ball State's volleyball team, and I think they have what it takes to make a run at the championship.
Yeah, Josh, I'm really starting to. I think that the Cardinals might pull off that win and get that bid for the bowl, because the Cards usually can rally and pull through.
All right, Katy Perry is delaying her album release, but why?
And some notable names were named recipients of the Medal of Freedom. Entertainment is next.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Connor Miller, and here is your entertainment news. Katy Perry has decided to delay her album release due to Hillary Clinton's recent defeat against Donald Trump. Perry, who campaigned with Clinton in Des Moines in October and performed at the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia last July, was very vocal about her support for the first female nominee. The pop star decided to delay her album release so that she could write songs about Clinton's defeat that she hopes will inspire healing, peace, and unity in the changing political climate. The singer was expected to release her fifth album very soon, as her Prism album was released over 3 years ago. University Programming Board will be presenting its Friday Night Filmworks on Thursday this week at Pruis Hall. This week's showing will be Jason Bourne, starring Matt Damon as the CIA's most dangerous super spy. There will be 2 showings at Pruis Hall at 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. Students will still get in free with their Ball State ID, and guests are only $1 at the door. Concessions of popcorn, candy, soda, and water will be sold for just 50 cents. President Obama released the names of 21 individuals who will be honored with a 2016 Medal of Freedom. Among the names are Tom Hanks, Ellen DeGeneres, Robert De Niro, Bruce Springsteen, and Michael Jordan. According to the President of the United States, these individuals and others have, quote, helped push America forward, inspiring millions of people around the world along the way. That's all for your entertainment news. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Connor. David, can we take a final look at weather?
Yeah, let's take a look at 7-day one more time. Thursday is going to be the best day of the 7-day. 70 degrees for Thursday. Friday, might see some rain in the afternoon hours around 7 p.m. on Friday. And then we might see some flurries on Saturday, 45 degrees. And then it'll open up to be a very nice day on Sunday, 40 degrees. Pretty cool out there, guys.
That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night, guys.
You've been watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.